be trying to draw EIN from Aphmau. You guys mentioned him a lot, and I know a lot of you guys despise him from the Aphmau show series on Aphmau's channel. And that's kind of why I was kind of intrigued to try drawing him. I know that's a really roundabout way to doing it. You guys were like, I hate this character. Don't ever draw this character. This character's terrible. And I was like, I'm gonna draw that character because you all hate him. But you know, I mean, every series needs to have a villain in order for it to be a good series, and like to have something that you're rooting for, I guess, in a way. So even if the villain's like you despise the villain, doesn't that mean they're doing a good job at making a villain? Because if you despise them, that's a pretty interesting way to make someone hate the villain, you know what I mean? So they're doing a pretty good job in that sense. But I was wanting to actually gender bend this character because I didn't want to just draw the original character in anime because that sounded fun originally, but then I was like, what if I gender bend them? Because that sounded even more fun because I like trying to do that. It's more of a challenge for me, and it's just something I enjoy doing. I haven't drawn Aphmau art in a while, but I really wanted to, so we're back to drawing some more Aphmau art. I hope you guys appreciate this, even though it's kind of a character you guys despise. You guys will have to let me know who your favorite Aphmau characters are because I'm really curious. I know a lot of you guys were huge fans of Zane and 𝐏𝐫𝐨�0 and stuff like that, same as me, because I really like Zane. It's my favorite character, and a ton of you guys were saying that's your favorite character as well, so I'm not crazy. It is a really amazing character. But with EIN here, I keep trying to say EIN. I'm sorry. Okay, when I pronounce this character's name, when I read it, when I hear it in the show, and I'm like, oh, of course, it's like EIN. But then when I read it, I see EIN, like Einstein. That's what I see, and I can't stop saying it in my head. Do you guys ever have that happen? Where you're reading something and you just can't read it properly, but then you hear it and you're like, you know what the name is, but when you read it, it's just like you read it wrong and you pronounce it wrong in your head. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that happens a lot with this character because the first time I heard the name of this character was from a friend of mine who loved this show, and they constantly would call them EIN, and I didn't know what the show was, and I didn't know anything about like what this character was or what the character's name was or anything. So when they said their name, for the longest time I was reading it as EIN, like Einstein, because it's spelled EIN, and I just can't get over that. Anyway, as you can see here, I am genderbending the character, but I wanted to go for a more like different perspective sort of pose. If anyone does art, you know perspective is the hardest thing to possibly draw besides like hands. Everyone hates hands. I'm not sure why, but because hands are one of those things where I guess they're just really difficult to make them look sort of natural, because I struggle with hands bad. I struggle with a lot of things, but it's a lot of fun to keep trying to do them even though they're very difficult. So one of the things that is very difficult for me is perspective. So with this drawing, I try to do it from a perspective where you're like looking up at someone sitting in a tree. So that was very, very challenging. So if you guys like this at all, please do let me know, because I struggled very badly with this pose. You guys saw me sketching it originally. I was able to film all the sketching and stuff like that. So it was pretty fun to try editing this video, because I rarely have the sketching to edit. But to me, that's one of the most fun things to edit is the sketching, because it's pretty much starting from nothing and trying to get to something. I guess it's more fun to see how it looks, I guess. I don't know. Inking is the thing I always skip. I always skip that in my drawing videos, because inking is super boring. It's like so repetitive, and it's just me pretty much sketching, like tracing my sketch, I guess, where I just keep going over my sketch and trying to ink it in, and it just takes a long time. So I always cut it out of the footage because I feel like it's not a lot of fun to watch. But you guys have to let me know if you guys do want to see inking, because if you do, I can always try adding it in, but I always thought it was really, really boring to watch. I mean, editing it is just a pain, so I always just skip over it entirely. But for this character, they have black hair, I believe. I was a little confused if it was black or like dark gray, but then I think it's a black. I'm not sure, because in the different pictures of the character, they look different. The one you're seeing in the bottom right looks like black hair, but other times I saw it look more like a gray. I don't know. Sometimes it looked like a blue tint too, so I could be entirely wrong on this character. I'm trying my best though. So I went for a bluish black tint for the hair. Then I have that blue stripe in the middle, and the ears are blue, and the tail was blue. I did have the tail like a fading blue rather than just full on blue. But for the outfit, you're probably wondering, why is it wearing a schoolgirl uniform? Well, the EIN I was trying to draw was the one in his school uniform, which was from the Phoenix Drop High series, I believe, yeah. I'm not crazy. No, there were 2 series. I think, in school. I'm not entirely sure. You have to let me know because you guys know all about this and I'm just like a noob compared to you guys. But that's the outfit I was wanting to go for. But I didn't want to give her the male school uniform because I'm gender bending them and I wanted another female school uniform. So I looked at the Aphmau picture of Aphmau in the school uniform and I gave her that outfit instead of the males. So I hope that makes sense. And that's what I wanted to do to try and make the gender bend feel more real, I guess. I don't know. But this one was one of the most fun gender bends I've done ever. I gender bent a lot of the different Aphmau characters, but this one I had the most fun with because I felt like I changed it quite a bit. Normally when they're like, they have shorter hair originally, I normally leave them as shorter hair when they're a girl, and that happens with a lot of the characters. Like if I'm drawing, let's say, Zane, and I put Zane over to a girl, I left the hair being shorter rather. His hair's already like, I always imagine it being decently long, but like still pretty short. So I left it pretty much the same length as what I imagined they would have. But with Ian here, I wanted to change it up a bit and try making the girl have really, really long hair. I mean, guys sometimes have really long hair too, but I guess it's more common for women. I don't know. So that is what I was going with. And I thought that would be kind of fun to see like the contrast of the two characters, of like the male to the female, and that just what sounded really fun to me. And I think it worked okay. Like you can tell who the character is. I mean, I think if that picture of Ian wasn't in the bottom right, could you tell who it was? That's what's important here. But I mean, I hope you guys like it. I had fun with the whole background and try to draw a tree. I never draw trees, so it was challenging to me. I rarely draw backgrounds at all. So hopefully it looks okay. And if you guys are excited about any of the things that are happening on my Amino, I hope you guys will join up because there's going to be another contest starting again. But there's going to be a big contest for everyone, but then there's going to be some side contests as well that are for everyone as well. And I just hope you guys will have fun with that. I'm super excited about it. Like the whole stuff that's going to be happening on Mino is what I'm super hyped about right now. So if you guys haven't known that my Mino is like a social site where you can just post your art and like chat, and there's voice chats as well. So it's kind of like Discord. So if you want to join it, I'll put the link down in the description. And right now the featured artist is Cintiq, I think that's how it's pronounced. And their art is absolutely amazing. I really like all the sketches. Like for me, I love sketchbook sort of sketchy drawings with pencils. I think they're one of the prettiest things when it comes to art, and I always see them on like Instagram, and it's always the stuff that really draws me. I love sketching in a sketchbook, but I rarely do it because I've always been more of a digital artist, though. I do want to start sketching more often in like sketchbooks. I did buy a sketchbook, but the sad thing about it is I think I've used like one page in that sketchbook since I bought it like a month ago. Oh, that's so pathetic. I would love to like draw through an entire sketchbook and then have a video just going through it and showing you guys like what I sketched that month or something. So maybe I will try doing that when I have time. But for lighting with this character, I always go a little crazy with the lighting. Like I start making the lighting look like they're practically living in a glowy bubble because there's so many glows I add to the picture and it doesn't look natural. I don't think the world actually looks like that, but I always add way too many lights and stuff like that. And I was really confused with perspective. I even asked my brother about the perspective on like where the leaves should be in the drawing. I ended up like, should I add the leaves like further down in order to make it look like it's looking up at the character? Or should I just, I don't know. I'm really bad at perspective. I feel like whenever I'm trying to learn perspective, that's the thing I struggle with the most. It's probably because it's the least thing I do. Like when you're having someone pointing at the screen and their hand is further in front of you, how do you draw that? Because the hand is so much bigger than the rest of the body at that point. But like, I'm so confused by it. But anyway, we're all done with this. I hope you guys like this. And if you're an Aphmau fan, please do let me know what you would like to see next, or if you enjoyed this at all, or if you're not. I mean, you probably hate this character, and every once in a while leave hate comments because everyone's like, I hate that character. Even though that if you hate him, that means they're doing a good job with a villain that you're supposed to hate. Right? But anyway, let me know what you guys would like to see next. And please do join the Amino. The link will be down in the description. And thank you guys so much for watching.